Hello everybody. In this video, we're going to be looking at how we can find the critical points of a multivariate function. So here we are given fxy equals 4x plus y cubed minus 8x squared minus 3y. So our goal is to find the partial derivative of f with respect to x, right? Which I'm going to denote as fx, right? You can, I've seen other people denote it as like this. It's the same exact thing. And to find fy, right? And it can also be denoted like this, right? And actually set them equal to 0, right? And from there, we'll get our x and y's for our critical points. So let's get to solving this. I'm going to be using this notation, all right? So first, let's find f sub x. So to find this, we're going to be taking the derivative of terms with x in it, right? So we can practically ignore the y's in this case, right? So we have 4x and minus 8x squared. So the others are just going to become 0. So y cubed and minus 3y are going to become zeros. Okay, so let's get to solving it. So the derivative of 4x is just going to be a value of 4. And then plus y cubed, since it doesn't have an x in it, is going to become plus 0. And then minus 8x squared is going to become minus 16x. And this minus 3y is going to become minus 0. So therefore, we're going to end up with 4 and minus 16x, right? Now what we need to do is to set this to 0. So it's going to become 4 minus 16x equals 0. So then negative 16x is going to be equal to negative 4, and therefore x is going to be equal to negative 4 over negative 16. So x is going to be equal to 1 over 4. So we've got our x value in this case in terms of our critical point. Okay? Or in this specific scenario, we're going to have 2 points, and you'll see why. So now let's find f sub y. It's the same idea behind this. We're going to be taking the derivatives of the y terms and just forget about the terms with x in it because it only has x, right? So remember, 4x is just going to be a 0, right? And then plus, we have y cubed, which is going to be plus 3y squared. So we have to take the derivative of that. And then we have, oops, it's minus, so it's going to be minus 0. Doesn't really matter because we have x here. And minus 3y, the derivative of that is going to be minus 3. All right, so basically we're going to get 3y squared minus 3. All right. So let's set this equal to 0. So if I have 3y squared minus 3 equal to 0, then 3y squared is equal to 3. And therefore, y squared is going to be equal to 1, right? Divide both sides by 3. Now, if we take the square root of this, correct, we're going to get y, right? But we have to understand that we can get either plus or minus 1, correct? It's the square root of 1, right, which is 1. But it's going to be plus or minus 1. That's what we have to worry about if you're taking the square root. So therefore, we're going to have 2 critical points in this case, right? And we're going to use all of our x and y values. So therefore, I'm going to make a final therefore statement from what we can include here. Critical points are 1 over 4, right? That was our x value. 1 and 1 over 4, negative 1. So that is going to be our answer in this specific case. And that is all to solving this question. Hope it helped. Have a good day.